I'm going to start this.
The following podcast may be explicit. onejoeyoung presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, Beverly Crusher, to Adventures from the Shed Online. We are here. We're going to be continuing our Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition campaign. And we have our full group here. Randy's going to play the drums way better than I ever did for this. We're going to go around the screen here and say hi, and we'll do this alphabetically. Do you remember?
Hey, I'm alphabetically 2 times, considering, first name of me and then first name of my character. Hey, this is Chris, playing Abraxas, Guardian of the Neververse.
Nice.
Well, I think I've got you beat because I'm Eli and I'm playing Erithnis, double E's.
Ooh. I have wide feet, too.
What? I'm confused.
Next, if you had wide feet, you wouldn't be confused. When you buy wide shoes, they're usually double E for width.
Let's spend the next 5 minutes talking about shoe wear because
cool.
I'm Jason.
Cue the shoe music.
I'm Jason. I'm playing the person with the smallest feet on the podcast here, Belgie Waffle, the halfling man of mystery.
Hello, this unit is named Randy, and he plays a character named Miles, who is a bard. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Joe.
God, I will take it.
Can I just say something real quick? I think it's very important information.
Oh, breaking news by Eli.
Pizza's here. His pizza here. That's what he wants to say.
His pizza's here.
What I want to say is that a Warforged bard is just a social construct.
Oh,
nice.
I wish my drums are here. Ba-boom.
Yeah.
That's all
Very
I had.
nice.
Back to you, Joe.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. And if you're still listening at this point.
Yeah.
No, they're not listening anymore. They're
At
gone.
this point, I'll remain just Joe, I guess. And my name starts with a J, just like Joe does, which is it. Yeah. I'm going to be the dungeon master for this campaign as we continue. Who remembers where we left off?
Well, those
Okay, so
boys
from
were sitting
there-
there and they were taking on the mayor. So, you see, what previously happened was Bell was going to go for some daggers, but all of a sudden a previous timeout hit, and we were stuck for a week waiting to see what happened. So he was finally able to go and throw those daggers, and then he climbed up on the dude's face, and he got thrown straight at Miles. And the Miles was like, "What? Whoa!" and moved out of the darn way. And Bell's like, "What, dude? No!" and then hit the bones. And then things were looking a little bad there because Eli's Eric's character lost his weapon when he was swinging, and then he pulled out a new weapon and missed a few more times before that mayor was finally stricken down. But wait, that wasn't his final form because he had a ghost figure there who was like, "Look, I'm a ghost, and there's another ghost in the church, and there's another ghost that's a wizard." And that's where we left off.
And that's the way it is.
That's it.
Back to the AFTS.
We
I tried so hard.
we're going to take a long rest. We talked about what we had done for level 3.
That's true.
At this point, let's just say that everybody healed up. I'll take every opportunity to take those points away from you soon. But for now, let's just go ahead and heal up.
Just put me first on the list for that one, by the way.
Hey,
Sure, let's do
Joe, could I have gotten a sneaky identify in for that pickaxe before we rested?
Well, how do you identify the pickaxe? Do you want to tell us what the spell does and then tell us how Miles handles that?
Okay, so opening up Identify, it's touch-based. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are effective. Something was at my door, so it distracted me from reading. Sorry, guys. Any
Was
spells?
it Eli's Pizza?
I think it was that hamster we were talking about. The owners might be home.
Damn it.
Better get it out of there quick.
You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you'll learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Be like, hey, mouse, touch me. Hey, mouse, touch me.
I'm not touching a lizard, boy. Get away from me.
One
Come
object.
on, man.
Now, if you had a tail, I could always go for some tail.
You can drain the lizard.
Jeez.
No more. All right, Randy, you might want to take a couple of notes. That way you can share them with me later for the stuff I just make up. The axe, the pickaxe.
Yes, sir.
Specifically. I'll give you some information and I'll give you some more after, because there's a couple things I have, and then there's a couple of things that I want you to learn separately.
Okay.
But the magical properties of the pickaxe lets it hit for a D8 plus 5 plus your strength damage. Okay. And it has once per long rest, I guess we would say. I used to like to say once a day, but we'll just do it by long rest. It has the ability to redirect itself back at a target, and that was the extra attack that I was throwing back at you. So it only happens if you miss. It doesn't let you get 2 attacks when you hit. So when you miss, it will try to redirect itself back to the same target that you swung at and missed.
One note on that. If it's something that doesn't have a solid body, but since it's a magical item can still hurt, like a ghost, does it still act like it missed and go back, or would it still register that it hit?
It's only if your roll is a miss that it would try to it's a re-roll essentially on a miss.
Okay, I'm just making sure that it wasn't like solid, like hitting water to come back.
No. Mechanically speaking, if your roll does not hit, then you get another roll. And now that you know about it, you can control that. Before, I was just throwing it in there as something that the pickaxe wanted to do. Awesome. It's also extremely light, as you know, and nothing sticks to it. So I give it what I termed a property called Ever New.
Teflon is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean I think that's trademarked. So I'm going to go with Ever New.
It should be Ever New, right?
Ever New.
I'm going to call this thing Mr. Clean because it never gets dirty and it gets the job done.
It's kind of neat, Eli, when you put your head down, the cap just takes over and it's like your face disappears. That's neat.
He's just a floating baseball cap.
You should put some googly eyes on top of there.
Oh, that would be awesome, actually.
I have googly eyes, but they're they're the like 1/4-inch ones.
You'd have to put just a pile of them then.
So a spider hat. Spider hat.
Get crazy.
I actually do have them right here.
The next steps here for you guys are what? As you guys think about that or talk about that amongst yourselves, I am going to share the screen with the map of Tranquility, and that's where we're going to be starting. So you go ahead and start talking about it.
I think for me, since we're in the town hall and it was really just Miles and Arithnis that got like the lay of the land better than myself and Belle, because we were low and they were kind of checking the towers. They might have a better lay of what the city looks like, but I definitely want to check the church again because Arithnis did mention the hey, it passed by that priest body in the back room kind of thing, and I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. I definitely want to check that out as well.
Before we spread out.
Immediately where Arithnis would be going, like, hey, I'm going to go see if that priest actually does have a key on him. Y'all can follow if you want.
I think it's best we stick together. So, yeah, I think we should all go.
Good idea.
Hit it.
All right. So give me a second. You guys can tell me what you just figured out. I forgot I got to stop sharing the sound in order to share the screen and the sound.
That's weird.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're heading across the streets back to the church.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess the back door. We're basically just following Arithnis' lead since he knows where the body is. He knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, Arithnis would show them around the back of the church that like back door he found. Show like all the weird like signs of scrambling to get out. And then just as soon as the dead body is in view, he's just going to point at it and he's not going to stop pointing at it until like they're right next to it. At which point he will say, I think this is the priest. He looks like
I want to take a moment to point out the map. this map, again, furnished by none other than the full man who plays the half man, Jason. The map is of Tranquility. You can tell how tranquil it is by the lightning.
Yep. You wanted a high voltage sign,
I
man.
did.
So that's good.
I did just draw a little circle there. That's the town hall. The other big building there in the center is the church. So what I want to do today is we'll use this map. This is the first we have the real map of Tranquility now. This is canon. This is what you guys can use when you want to explore, and we'll talk about that as we go on today. So like I said, the other building there is the town hall, the one that you guys just mentioned. No, the other building is a church. You're in the town hall. Good gosh. And you're going to the church, going to the back door, etc., etc. So when you get around the back, there's just like there was in the front, because previously it was only Erythnus that had seen this, but all of the symbolism has all been scratched out. You go down, I think it was just one hallway, and you turn the corner, and it was like the hall that leads towards the altar area. There's a full skeleton, almost pristine, fully dressed in fancy priest garb, and that's what Sigfried points out to you guys when you get to that spot.
Okay. The first thing I want to do is I want to just check and make sure it's not going to come back to life. So, like we've been experiencing quite a bit here. So Bell would like to, take a look at the skull and then just, snap the neck once real quick just to make sure that it stays dead.
Okay.
That's kind of disrespectful.
Well,
I was just about to say that seems disrespectful.
I will look at both of them and go, really, guys? I'm picking bone and splinters out of my face because of what just happened here. I think, and as I do this, I think
the skull easily removes from the vertebrae.
Yeah.
So it comes off very easily. It doesn't even require a full snap.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that again, Bell. I'm not very experienced still. I would have caught you if I had another second to think about it.
Well, I mean, it's okay. We'll get to that later here. But I mean,
I'll catch you next time.
Good. Now, now that I've removed the skull, I'm going to place it, out of arm's reach of the actual skeleton, just in case the skeleton wakes up and starts reaching for its head.
You just gave me an idea. Thanks.
Yeah. Does it look like this person died in any particular way? I mean, was it like evident that he was stabbed, or
is there a giant hole in the skull, or marks on the bone? Does it look like it's been chewed up? Like, anything.
So unlike almost every other being that you have seen, all the undead, the skeletons, the zombies, what have you, this one is in like pristine shape. It looks almost like one of those anatomy skeletons that's hanging in the teacher's classroom kind of thing. It's just clean.
So it doesn't even look
bits hanging off of it. The clothing, the full robe, and the smocks and the I don't even know what the frock, I think it's called. Those are all like brand new. Everything looked very pristine.
So it doesn't even look like the bones have been like weathered by age or weather.
No. Very white. It's like something happened very quickly and preservatively.
Yeah, that's going to set Sigfried off. Like, he's going to be looking at the skeleton, like, deep in thought and kind of like looking back at any other bodies he can find.
Hip bone's connected to the leg bone. Wait,
well, not if Bell keeps at it.
Miles, you're distracting me.
Everything's disconnected.
My bad.
He has to remember.
No, you're good. You're just distracting.
So, Bones, sorry.
Now, who gets the bardic inspiration from that one?
Skeleton.
Did I just give him a no you?
So as Bell's like pushing the skull away from the skeleton, I'm gonna look at him and go, guys, I was over at in Malagar University back way before I met you guys here, and I've seen some of the skeletons in there, and this one here definitely seems different. I mean, I'm no expert on anatomy here, but I mean, does this scream strange to you guys that this thing here looks like it was just like polished and cleaned and there's no rot or decay? Does it smell
Yes.
like anything, Joe? Does it smell like it's decayed or rotted, or does it smell clean?
It doesn't exude its own odor, but the odor in the area is generally old and decrepit.
Yeah, Miles,
Decrepit
stick your
odor?
face in here
Past
towards
the
the rib
skull.
cage and see if you see what I'm seeing here. It doesn't smell right. It doesn't smell like a dead bot.
I mean, technically, you could use Identify, right, and find out what kind of spell, because it seems like to me a spell affected this creature, this person. I don't know how
Would you
important that
pass
is
the
for
skull,
everything.
please?
What was that? I'm sorry, Arithmus.
Pass the skull.
Oh, you want? Okay, yeah. So I'll pick the skull and I'll hacky sack it over to him.
So
That is even more disrespectful. I say as I lick the top of the skull. How does it taste? Does it taste like dirt? Does it taste like cooked bone? Does it taste like dry bone?
Like
Does it
Jolly
taste like
Rancher
glitter and
sour
magic?
apple.
Oh, it's
No.
like glitter and magic.
Um,
I always imagined magic was green apple tasting.
all right.
so if you, assuming Erythnus, being the manly man he is, has probably licked dry bone before, and it tastes like dry bone.
I do own a goat farm.
There
and
you
I
go.
have a 1-year-old son.
All right.
I don't know how
So
that
you-
combines to licking bones, but okay. I
All
like
right,
it.
so you want me to try to identify this, see if there's anything going on here? Because I agree, it does seem very strange that it's not smelling like dead things here.
Tastes like
no.
dry bone. I
Yeah,
don't
the
think
skeleton
anything's been done
itself
to it.
doesn't, but in general, the whole place has that smell. So
All right, so Miles, while you identify this thing, I'm just gonna take a look around. I'm gonna look inside the doorway of the church, just to make sure that nothing else is coming around and being a little no other monsters are waking up.
okay. Then who else is going to do anything while we give Miles some information?
I will kick off my divine sense again, even though I know we were already at the church. Let's do it again and see if anything's changed.
Okay.
If I could pick up on anything weird, or if there's any strange creatures close by, 60 feet, within a 60-foot radius.
I think Eli's going to look for his googly eyes.
Or
Did
he's
that
looking for
cast
his-
it, or was that just giving information?
What?
Did that cast it, or was it just give me information?
Just giving information on the thing. In the
Yeah,
chat.
just information in Roll20, right? I
Sorry
thought
for
your pizza
stepping
was
away
there.
there first.
Man,
No, I just remembered that I actually have toy skulls, like a skull Halloween
Yeah.
decoration. So I could have actually been licking a skull just now. Unfortunately, I don't know where I put it.
I think I have one of the Terminator skulls. But that's it. Man, there's
So we
a
have-
I guess it doesn't.
components. That
roll or
component's
anything.
pretty pricey
No,
there.
there shouldn't be any rolls on identify, just casts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not.
You just
Yeah.
have to
Yeah, you just do it.
Oh, okay. Well, that time it actually put the dot in the slot of me using it, so
There
that
you go.
works. The first time it did not. So
And
no, if you want to read it twice, you can read it twice.
we'll just Sigfried can stand there licking the skull while you do the identify, and Bell and Abraxas will go about their own things here. So you start the identify spell as you're looking over the skeleton and the clothing. You do see underneath, under the neckline a little bit, there's still a medallion on the skeleton, which is the same symbolism as the medallions from the people in the town hall, but it's larger and it's also very shiny. Again, pristine like everything else on the skeleton itself. It definitely has that feel of gold, that nice, solid, hefty feel of gold, and all masky. he's just licking his theater mask instead. That's cool. The as Miles goes through the identification spell and is checking out the skeleton, both Bell and Abraxas key on the same on one thing in their own different ways at almost the same time. Bell, as you step out into the church and start looking around, you see the slab on the altar is gone, and Abraxas, your divine sense points you to a nice big rectangle right where the altar is on the other side of the wall, and when you step around, you see Bell there, looking, and that slab is gone, and it's just darkness down into a hole there.
Did you do that?
No, I was going to ask you the same thing. That was not there before. I mean, there was something there before.
There's definitely something there before. It was
that
heavy.
wasn't not there
even
before.
Move it. I couldn't even move it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this licking skulls thing is something here.
I look back and I see if Arethnes is still licking the skull. He is, and I'll be like, let's go take a look while he's licking the skull still.
Now they're actually on the other side of a wall from where you guys are. So between them, between you and them is the two groups of two. There is a wall.
Ernest, I'm trying to study this. Calm down with your licking. Jeez.
So in that case, then I will point towards the direction where Arethnes is at, and I'll just say to him, I'll cast message. I'll be like, keep licking that skull for a few minutes. Don't stop licking the skull. And then
dude, settle down with that.
Say that again, Jason, because he just put his headphones on.
So I will point and I'll cast message towards Arethnes who's licking the skull, and I'll say, hey, keep licking the skull for a few more minutes, okay? Me and Abraxas might be onto something. Keep doing it. And then
but I'm almost out of saliva.
It's okay. Just keep licking the skull.
Take a drink.
It's so dry.
Miles, pour some water on that thing.
If you need to, have Miles take over the licking, but someone needs to keep licking the skull.
Oh no, Eric is gonna keep licking. Oh wow. Okay.
That's okay.
Can I make a Constitution save?
All right, so now I'm identifying with one hand while pouring my flask on top of his tongue with the other hand.
There you go.
Yummy.
All right.
Yes.
And so,
All right,
so
we should light up a
Miles,
torch.
Yeah.
there was definitely something magical, but you sense it was more of a divine magic, and what was used to get rid of this priest is nothing that is like by the book identifiable. It's just a very powerful divine magic that kind of stripped everything but the clothing and the skeleton away, like instantaneously.
What a way to go, at least.
I don't know if you can actually feel that. I suppose I should know since I made it up, but I'm going to say no, he didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Just got poof, skeleton and clothes.
Yeah. He's just a boneless priest around there somewhere.
Now, do I have to separately identify the necklace that he had? The what do you say?
The medallion itself contains a different I was going to say a different species. I'll say it anyway, a different species of divine magic. And you can tell from what's coming out of it that it is used to open something. But it is part of a key that is used to open something.
Seems important. I'm going to take this with us.
So you take the medallion off of the skeleton. You don't have to pull it up over his head, thankfully, right? I mean,
just over the little spine nub.
Yeah. When you remove the medallion, the entire thing decays as if it had just decayed 100 years in 20 seconds.
I look over at the skull that Aaroness was licking.
Yeah, he's starting to lick some dust now, and it's falling apart in his hands.
Oh, that's so dry. So dry.
You must have licked too hard. Yeah, that's what happened.
I never got that complaint before. Sorry, that one was a bit too far for my taste.
That was all right.
It's good. It's fine.
Not a bad thing.
The shafts may be explicit.
Yeah. We've got now the clothing, the skeleton, which is now brittle, very similar to the other skeletons. So it's starting to fall apart, and it was getting chalky and dusty, and the flavor definitely was not a good Jolly Rancher type of flavor anymore. That's for sure. It's paper flavored now. The clothing again into disrepair, just like the other skeletons and the zombies that you've seen so far.
So, guys, I don't know if they can hear me from here, but it was some sort of divine energy that was pretty much keeping him intact. And
do we hear him?
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
mean,
kinda
in a
loud.
church, sound is supposed to echo, so it's a little muffled being from around the corner on the other side of the wall, but you do hear him.
Yeah, I'll turn around. I'll walk back out, poke my head out, and I'll see the dust and the stuff. And Arethnis, I'm like, you weren't supposed to lick him that hard. Oh my!
You're muted.
Oh,
I licked him. I licked him
I'm
really good.
sorry. Okay,
Oh
I
my-
said it. Finally,
So
getting
sorry.
some saliva
I leave.
back.
I leave you both alone with the skull and the skeleton for 10 seconds, and it's gone.
I don't know what you expected of me.
All right, Mr. Detective, since you're so
He's mystery
snoopy,
hungrier than I am.
the medallion's part of a key, it seems. It seems like it,
Well, we
Open
definitely need a
something.
key.
Bring it in here with us then, and I'll tell him to come in here. The slab thing is missing.
did you have the other one from the mayor?
I think someone collected the key fobs and the stuff from the
I want
other
to say
guys.
Bell had all that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, put this in with the other ones.
Okay. All right. Hand it here. I take it.
Do you have them
So if
in
I
a
don't-
pouch?
Yep.
When you get
Any-
them close to each other, they're like magnets. They all just kind of.
I hope your fingers weren't close
how
to that.
strong are the magnets? Yeah, I mean, do they?
You can pull it apart. This is like, if I had to give it an average, it'd be like a DC 10-ish to pull it apart. It's not easy, but it's not difficult either.
Okay. Okay. Well, Bell, being the strong individual that Bell is, will pull them apart just in case and let them go back together and see if anything in the church changed.
Come together.
Yeah, you
Right
do
now.
pinch your middle finger a little bit when those magnets snap back together, kind of thing. But it's nothing serious and nothing obvious happened.
Okay.
Nothing that like no sliding walls or anything weird like that. No.
The divine one's connected
All right,
to
I'll
the
leave.
dead one.
I'll leave them connected, but I'll leave them in the pouch for future stuff. And then I'll have the group rejoin us inside around the slab where Abraxas is heading.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
anything on my divine sense before we check out this dark?
Your
tomb, wherever it
divine
is?
sense essentially is flashing a neon sign in the darkness saying "Welcome to Hell." This isn't a good portal.
I was to speculate.
Very
I'd
dangerous. You go
say this is step 4 of our on step 2 plan.
All right, let's get some torches lit up because it's pitch black down there. We have no like light spilling in from.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's just the way this thing is constructed up on the altar. It is at a level where none of the light from the windows will go over the top. Everything is just even, and no light reflects inside. It's almost like it's just pitch black.
So we can't even tell if there's steps going down. It's just like a black hole.
No, I mean somebody's probably still got a torch or can light a torch. I mean, you went through a long rest.
Yeah, I definitely want to drop one in there.
We say we went through a long rest. I just want to go straight up and say it's the next morning.
Okay.
We slept overnight. Okay, we'll do it that way because
That's fine.
I think we were near the middle of the afternoon-ish, but let's just go to the next day. It is morning. Let's call it 8 or 9 a.m. and it is bright outside. So I'm just going to fill in a little bit of the back here. Go back a few minutes, but when you guys left the town hall to go over to the church, there was still in the sky off to the northwest-ish, I think it is, that thick, misty, kind of cloudy stuff in the air that stops you from seeing farther over, the same stuff you saw from the mountain. You can see that from ground level here. But otherwise, the sky's clear. It's a nice brisk 55 degrees. It's a nice day. Otherwise, other than you're surrounded by death, it is a nice day. Otherwise, weather-wise. So anyway, you get into church. Somebody will have to light up a torch, and we're not keeping track of inventory, but just for the sake of doing it, somebody can light up a torch, and the torch will be obviously half as effective as it should be. So when you look at it and you're used to a torch reaching 25-ish feet, when you look down there, you're only seeing 10. I want to toss the torch in. I want to toss the torch in to see, how far down it hits. And then we can see whatever. You can see it as it bounces off of a couple of steps. But then once it gets outside of that half-ish range, between 10 and 15 feet, it practically disappears. It's like it's not even a light source anymore.
Okay, interesting.
That's very interesting.
Do any of you guys remember if Bob was wearing a similar kind of medallion?
I don't recall.
I don't think.
Even though, I mean, the way the mayor talked, it almost seems like he's the wizard, right? Caught in time. It does make sense, but why is he not in town?
Let's, Belle, if you would, roll a perception, I guess, or wisdom. I think.
What about history?
Well, it is your own history, I guess. I would accept history, yeah.
It's up to you guys. What do you want me to roll, Joe?
What sounds good to you to try and remember? I wanted to pick you because you spent a bunch of time with him. Looking at
I would
books.
say it's either history or insight, as far as if I remember, and I have that clarity and things.
Okay, let's go with whichever one you think explains how Belle remembers.
Okay, let's do insight. So
I feel like Bill and
All right.
Abraxas were the ones closest to him.
Oh my!
Eli
Yeah,
was
20.
Yeah, 19
Nice.
plus
19 plus 1.
Crush it.
Nice.
You don't remember him wearing a medallion, but when you think back to his robe that was a constantly shifting pattern, you recall that pattern was part of the rotation.
Mm.
So
I'll
it
let
was
everyone-
one of the things that his robe regularly displayed.
Yeah, I let everyone know that he had a very interesting robe.
And everybody saw the robe, but it was really just more of a fancy, he's got an LED robe essentially.
Well, I feel like these are part of a key. Then we might come into some part we can't get through if we go there now. Do you think we should turn back and leave, or do you think we should see if we come across something we can't get across?
I don't know. I mean,
I think
I
Miles,
think
go
we
down.
should fully explore.
you think we should go
first.
down? Is that
Yes. Go down.
down
first.
down the
That
hole?
is my vote.
Yeah, what else are we going to do?
We could do a lot of other things.
Like sit here.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of other things we could do besides going down a creepy dark hole.
All right, name one other thing we could do.
Explore the town. Go
there's
back to
gotta
the
be plenty of
wizard.
other
It's a town. It's a
The
town.
town
This
is
where the-
deserted.
I
abandoned.
have nothing in any of my books that talk about going down a hole of darkness.
This is your chance to,
Right, your
record. Yeah, this is it. This is the comic you've been waiting to write.
Now, I will just mention when somebody said explore the town, when you guys went into town, you pretty much walked past every house, just looking through windows and stuff. The only buildings you have entered, aside from going into the guard tower, I think one of the guard towers, was the church and the town hall. Now, you haven't entered.
Yeah, we haven't
literally
actually
entered any of the
explored
other
the town.
What's
We
that?
we haven't actually explored the town. We've just kind of been through it.
All right. So, okay. All right. If we all want to go down there, that's fine. But I mean, that looks pretty. How are we going to get back out?
Rope.
Well, yeah. Hopefully nobody drops the slab back down. That would kind of suck.
That torch fell 10 feet before it disappeared. That is plenty enough room to see something to swing my sword at it.
Braxis, that sounds like something that would happen.
I like the way you think there, Sig. Let's check it out, man. Look, okay,
I
Bell,
am paid for a very
Bell,
specific
Miles. Why don't you guys hold up here? We'll
No,
go
no,
down,
no.
do a quick recon.
Nope. You know what?
1 minute, 2 minutes.
I specialize
2
in
minutes max.
recon. Why don't you guys tie a rope around me since I'm the smallest, and I'll rappel down, and then if something happens, you just pull me back out. Because you guys, I would much rather be pulled up by Abraxas and Aretnus.
I know
than-
because that could always get cut, so I'm not going to do that. So it's minimum 2 guys go down.
Do we have chain?
No.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, we probably have 2 ropes. That's harder to cut than 1.
Yeah, especially if we weave them.
Exactly.
Nice braid,
Just twist them together.
I'm
Gordian
sure
knot.
if anybody explored the town, you could find some chain somewhere.
How far
Yeah.
down did you say it was again to the steps?
The
We don't
first
know.
bounce,
We don't
Sigfried's got it right. The first bounce was at about 10 feet.
Ooh.
And then it
And
bounced
then the torch-
again on another step and then kind of went away. So if you think about from physical height, Abraxas could probably stand where the torch bounced and reach up to the ledge. Probably.
There you go. I'm going to at
Be
least do
really
that.
close though, because you're 7 feet-ish, right?
All right.
Miles would
So you
have
figure you got a 3 foot
6'2".
reach above your head, so it's gonna be close.
All right,
What's
I'm
your
gonna.
vertical?
Just how big some of these races
Yeah,
are.
right. I could dunk, baby. I could dunk. All right, I'm gonna light up another torch and then walk down. To at least get to the point where my other torch.
Well, here Brax, let me hold the torch for you, and I'll cast Mage Hand and grab the torch, and I'll can follow it down with Abraxas.
That
so
works.
He can use both of his hands at least. That way he's not trying to hold on to
two hands for a halberd.
How long does that last now? Is it 4 hours or an hour or something? It lasts a while.
It's at will for me. It's just one action casting time. And it lasts for 1 minute, but I can do it. It's a
it
cantrip,
only lasts for a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it lasted a long time now. Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, that's plenty of time to do what you want to do, right? And I can see you practically juggling it. You can move it to where you want and have it come back within a minute and then do it again or whatever. Yeah. All right, for Abraxas, no specific roll or anything. It's just being careful enough to hoist yourself over the edge and let yourself down slow enough that you don't break an ankle.
Mage Hand just drops
Gotcha.
The so when you get down there, you can't see the other torch. It bounced out of whatever the vision is. And you can tell now that the edge of the light, it's almost like a hard edge of the light. Think of a movie spotlight. You're in a sphere though, instead of just a simple circle. But the light doesn't seem to go past a certain distance.
Okay. Well, I want to see. I guess I'm just going to go around the edge of the wall, to see if I can figure out how big this chamber is.
Well, hey, Brax, before you go too far, do you want this or anyone else to go with you?
You want some rope?
Nah, if
You said you wanted 2 people because I just remember that being said a few minutes ago.
I'm worth 2 people. I'm pretty big, 7 foot tall, 420.
Arethnus, what do you think?
I think we need 1 big person down, 1 small person down, 1 big person up, 1 small person up.
There's only 1 small person and 3 relatively tall people.
Look, basically, you put me and Bell together, we're 2 people, right? He's half guy. I'm like 1.5. It's all right.
It's
the descent.
You stay up
the
here
staircase that you're in. The descent is the width of the altar, so it's about 3 feet wide. Maybe about 8 feet long, and you're able to. It's like the width of your shoulders, barely. You have to turn a little bit to the side, and your full garb. But the stairs, from what you can tell, the stairs down stay that width, and it just goes in one direction. And they're fairly steep stairs, almost 2 feet down to the next one, down to the next one.
Nice.
Damn.
All right, so Miles is gonna climb over and lower himself down the best he can.
I guess how far down can I go, or how many steps before I'm starting to lose view of them up top?
Once you are, so the way it'll work from Bell's perspective, if you're guiding the light where he is, once the torch is 15 feet from you, you don't see the torch anymore.
So I might be like lighting Abraxas on fire slightly because I can't
possibly,
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just put it behind one of my ears, like a
there you go. So. But once it is, it gives you a sphere, about a 15-foot sphere of light, and outside of that is just darkness. Okay. So the light doesn't penetrate.
All right. Well, we can't see you, Abraxas, and so I'm catch the torch if it's still in your.
Yeah, I'll grab it if I just float next to me. I'll just grab it. Yeah. Okay. So I want to just come down with I just have the torch. I don't really need anything in my hand besides that right now.
Well, you've got a Miles with you now.
Yeah, Miles is now down there.
All right.
So you guys will just be, like I said, it's cramped side to side, but you have plenty of space.
Is it echoey in here, or is it the audio dead too?
It is mostly dead. The walls aren't. The walls are porous. They're not really solid like marble or anything. It's a porous stone. So there's not a whole lot of echo.
You're writing
Even
on the
if
wall.
I find this absurd, I think Abraxas is a brave lizard. There, now you have another D6 if we need to quickly escape while I'm 10 feet behind you.
Awesome. I'll just toss you ahead of me. That's all right. The trebuchet toss. Wow. I guess we'll just keep going, man. I want to find out how far down this goes. What about the smell? Does it smell like death down here? Or is it like this hasn't been opened in centuries? It's it smells like a basement.
I was gonna say it smells like your cellar or something, but yeah,
okay.
It has an unused smell. the air's very stale and stiff. You almost feel like you have to walk through the air. It feels very thick. And
So it smells like my weight set.
yeah, and you know, both had use once at least.
At one point in time.
Is the air dusty? Am I seeing like that kind of stuff going on? Okay, that's pretty clean.
No little dust motes or any.
Yeah.
You're not kicking up any dust. It is just.
Is it dank? Like, is it wet?
You aren't in there, so there.
Yeah.
Well,
And, so I'm gonna yell down there again because they're getting further and further away. And we can't see them at all. You know, the sound gets not muffled from their distance like the light is.
Correct. You can actually still hear them moving because between the two of them, there's enough metal and people that you're going to hear the noises of them walking down 2-foot stairs.
Quit grinding up against me. I'm chafing.
Trying to stay back, okay? Jeez. It's hard to see. You got the light in front of you.
Well,
I didn't
You
bring
want
one.
the inspiration, you got to deal with the chafing.
That's how it works. Yeah, I mean, look, if you guys don't want to come down, me and Miles are just going to keep on going like we did last time at Bob's place, going down deep.
Arrhythmus, what do you think, man?
Are there any skulls down there?
I mean, he already thought about jumping in, so.
Arithmus is actually going to look around, see if the slab that was covering this is still around, or if that like disintegrated as well.
It is not there.
Well, we can't barricade ourselves in, so
Maybe it was never there in the first
let's
place.
do it.
All right,
Maybe
fine. Let's do it. Do you want to go first?
Yep. And I jump down.
Bud.
I'm going to reach up like a father trying to get his kid off the playset.
There you go.
All right, I
Come
jump
on.
down.
Won't catch me in my arms, and I'm going to carefully set him down.
Cool. That gets you all closer, right? Who has a light source? I know Abraxas has one. All right, so Arrhythmus
I have
will
the
hold-
produce flame cantrip. That's what I'm using for light, not a torch.
Okay. Now we're going to treat them the same. You're going to get about a 15 foot.
I was going to say, is that going to cut through because it's magical? Can it cut through a little bit more?
It's magical light.
Hey,
No,
That's
it's magical
okay.
fire.
I think-
The light is a mundane byproduct.
That's true. Yes, that is true.
So I think even the spell treats it as just regular fire, though, right? It doesn't say.
Yes,
it's magic.
it is using magic to create an actual fire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
and then those of
And then
us
you can
with,
throw it.
those of us with dark vision don't get any extra stuff. It's magical darkness that's keeping the light and everything around away. Correct?
You have dark vision?
No,
think
but
he's the
I'm
only
just
one.
curious.
I didn't know.
But yeah, if it is magical darkness,
maybe I don't.
it
Maybe I
won't matter. I didn't think anybody did either, but
Yeah.
magical darkness, yeah. Even if you have dark vision, magical darkness doesn't matter.
But there, for me at least, and this is part of the trying to stick with the regular player's handbook. As far as I know, none of the races have any special vision. But there's so
half-orcs
much
have
stuff
dark
since
vision.
that I don't know
Half-orcs-
if anybody does.
Yeah, half orcs have dark vision. So do a few other races have dark. Dwarves have dark vision, I believe.
Yeah,
As well.
I want to say dwarves,
So do
and I
Tieflings, I
think
believe, as well.
tieflings. Yeah,
Okay.
But I don't have it.
Okay.
I got confused. I got confused with another character that I have.
You
You're
have
just
half
lucky.
vision.
Yeah, half vision.
you only see
I'm
that one
partly
eye.
Yeah, Bell is partly blind. Actually, he hides
no.
it well.
He
Makes
can't
up
see
for
when
it.
his eyes are closed, but when they're open,
I know.
yes. So half of it.
Whatever, he can shoot with that crossbow pretty good.
Yeah.
He's blind in one eye and a
Yeah.
tuft of hair in the other.
You only need one eye to look down a sight, Sonny.
Yep.
Nice. The so with that, once you guys, we're just going to say you get close enough that your globes overlap, and you can start to see each other, and everybody knows everyone else is down there. Once you go down, what would be, let's say, probably about 50 steps or so, is about 2 foot a step. That's when things get the whole area just gets wider. It does open up, and it is definitely not, at least for the distance you can see in the light that you have, it is not a natural cavern. It's still definitely man-made. Somebody cut the earth to fit the shape they wanted here. And it just kind of stretches out in both directions for a little bit. You still don't hear anything other than your own noises. And the air here is very thick. And as you reach the bottom step into this area, you realize you're stepping down into about a foot of fog, of mist hanging at the ground that kind of swirls around your feet but stays at that level.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if the walls are cut by hand and tool or molded by magic?
Okay.
There's only +1, but I want to do it.
Hey, Bell had only a +1 on his, and he got a 20. No, you didn't have the same luck.
No, it almost rolled a 20.
Almost?
Then it moved to 8. Yep, those are all.
So with a 9...
Did you lick the walls too? Is that how you're trying to figure things out?
Yes. That is how I identify magic.
The best you can tell at this point is you're not sure what tool actually cut into the wall. It may have been a tool. You're not sure what was used to cut into it, but the wall is definitely not natural. You can't find any spot when you're looking along the wall. You can't find any spot that has markings of a tool or even like blast marks from a spell or anything like that. You just can't discern it.
Is there
all
anything,
I can tell is that it is intentionally.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the room at all, like a desk, a bench? Is there anything writing
outside
anything
of your immediate? So when you get to the bottom of the stairs, say you can see 25 feet ish in either direction based on the two light sources and sticking near each other. You don't see anything except the outside wall.
Okay, and we get a sense that this room is much bigger than that thing. You know, we're not like seeing the light at that edge of the wall. But okay. This is a big place. This is a big place, guys.
Yeah. And you still don't have any real echo. Sound doesn't die, but it doesn't really echo back either. It's like a very light reverb.
Yeah, Sigfried was just about to like give a small whistle just to like check if there was any difference in the echo.
How's the air feeling?
Not really.
Kind of cool down here, or is it getting warmer?
The temperature is still about the same. It feels evil.
It is disgustingly body temperature.
Yeah, it is. The temperature down here, I think almost surprisingly, is almost the same as it was outside before you came in. So
it's cold air. It's just we're used to it because of outside.
Yeah, it was like 55-ish outside in the sun, probably felt warmer. Down here, so once you got in the church, you got inside without as much sun. Down here, it feels almost the same.
I only each, because what we got, 15 feet per torch?
Yeah, do we want to like spread out?
Per light source,
spread out, like each light a torch and spread out as far as we can, to see.
Okay, let's, this is just for me to pick who I want to give some information to first. Let's just, each person roll a d20, no modifier.
Okay.
I just want to see. This gives me a good random chance to pick a character here. Because this is something I don't think anyone has an advantage on.
I was clicking on the thing itself, the screen we're sharing.
It's probably not going to work.
No. I was like, oh, it's not working. Oh, done.
Good gosh. All right. So Abraxas
I'm getting out early.
finds the portal to double hell.
First one in, first one out.
We're playing golf, right? Low's better.
No,
exactly.
That's super hell.
So here's the thing. I was going to pick the low roll because you never pick the low roll. So I was going to do that anyway. That's why I wasn't worried about that tie to start. Unless everybody rolled a 14. That'd be a
That's how bots was played. You wanted low rolls. So like one was a crit.
It is here too, but the wrong kind. Right.
A crit to your face.
So Abraxas, I'm just going to say you walk towards the middle because that's what I want to do. If the four of you are walking in different directions, it's kind of somebody's going to walk towards the middle. It's going to be Abraxas. Towards the middle, you notice that I'm going to say middle meaning you're walking away from the stairs, not along the wall. Right. Mm-hmm. After you go 20 feet-ish, the mist in the floor opens. There's like a circle about 10 feet wide that just doesn't have any mist in it. And it's clear of that mist, and you can just see the floor underneath. And from here, you can't see a ceiling either. It's the light ends before there's a roof to this area.
Does anything feel different in that demisted zone?
In the demisted, it feels less humid.
Yeah.
The
dry heat.
No, I mean, did you want to use your spidey sense or?
I will. Yeah, I was just trying to get something without using it again, but yeah.
I mean, there's an obvious difference, but there's nothing's tingling.
I will kick it off then. Divine sense.
Okay. This circle, this spot, leads somewhere else, and you can tell it's bad. I can't remember. You can sense undead?
Yep.
Okay, so beyond this portal is undead.
Is there any drawings on the floor? Any opening?
There is right near the middle. There is a circle, a reverse cylinder. It's a hole that goes down just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Is it reminiscent of the magnet pile that Belle has?
Possibly, yeah.
Hey, Belle, get over here.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'm checking things out over here. I think something's over here.
It is surprisingly easy to tell the direction of sound down here with nothing
Belle turns
off
around.
of anything. Yeah.
Belle turns around and heads back over to Braxis. I'm like, "What's up, Braxy? What you got?"
Well, we have a portal, I'm assuming, to the Gorn dimension. I don't know. I got this feeling that this is
Did
just
you say
where
Gorn?
Yeah. Is it Gorn? Gore.
Yeah.
Belle
Gorn
takes,
was the Captain Kirk one.
Yeah.
Belle takes a few steps off of the place where Braxis is at, and just doesn't want to stand on the portal area.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a portal to potentially the thing that made the skeletons and all the undead things, is what you're telling me.
So hear me out. What if this was always here? This town was built to protect the world, like to lock this down, and eventually it got out somehow. Or or it was known that was here, and Gore's people like, hey man, we got to open that up. They came to town, wrecked the joint. We're thinking they didn't get in here. Maybe they didn't open the portal. Because I mean, I'm thinking we open this up and it's forget about it. Never's over with. We're done.
Braxy, I love you, man, but I just want to make sure I heard you want to open up.
No. I'm saying no. I don't. Well, maybe. I mean, maybe. But hear me out.
Wait. So, guys, I'll look back.
Miles, cue up the eerie music, man. We're gonna need some eerie music on here.
What's going on?
So
you made a play to a hole.
So Braxis here found something very interesting.
I don't know any hole songs.
He found a potential portal to.
I killed Kurt Cobain. Oh,
yeah, Miles.
The only hole song I know.
Miles, please.
I know one, but it's about dwarves, so it might be insensitive.
Guys, let's bring it in here. Let's bring it in. Okay, we might be standing on a portal to the Gorn or Gore dimension, from what Braxis is saying here, and he's thinking that maybe we open it up.
No,
I'm saying that's probably a bad thing.
Wait, corn? Like it's a cornhole?
Corn.
I love that game.
Now, what I'm saying is maybe it was never opened. Maybe Gore's minions didn't come through this way, but maybe that's what he was after, and he couldn't get down here because he didn't have all the pieces.
So then we should leave with the pieces so that we don't accidentally open things up.
What if we break it?
We should probably go see Bob.
I don't think we have everything anyway, so I don't think we could open it. So yeah, we have to go.
The magnetic pull in my bag as I'm standing close to the thing isn't like being drawn towards it, right? It's not being like
it is not.
Okay.
Can we at least verify, like check it out, like, hey, this looks like this would definitely fit in there?
How close do you want to get it?
Just the tip.
Well, I mean, I still have them.
One, man.
I still have them, and I don't know if we want to put the tip in. I mean, that just seems.
I'd like to verify. Well, okay. All right. Is there any pull? Keep it in the bag. Is there any pull from the key to that hole?
There's no pull. I'm holding the bag far away, but no. See, there's no pull.
How about we split the pieces up and put one there and see if it fits?
How about we don't?
Miles, can you check are you able to identify anything with this at all, or are you out of that?
I can give it a shot.
Anything.
How many first level spell slots do you have?
A bunch.
Not enough.
Not enough.
He's a full caster, so you should have enough first levels.
Yeah, I have something like 4 first level spells and 1 second at this point. So yeah, I can go and do that again.
If you guys want to hang out here for a minute, yeah.
Sure.
Cast.
Can we not be in a huddle for a full minute?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you need something to lick?
God.
It's gonna pop up again, but just
while Miles is doing this here, I'm just gonna again try to reiterate to the crew. We just got into a big fight with a bunch of nasties up top here. Now we're going downstairs to where usually bad things rise up from, and we're wanting to possibly allegedly open stuff.
Assuming that it's not going to be getting in the way of Miles, Sigfried is actually going to lick the circle and see what happens. What does it taste like? I want to use this as an excuse to make an Arcana check to figure out how to activate this.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What's with you licking heads and holes?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Don't ask questions you don't want to answer to.
The guy's a goat farmer. What do you expect?
I mean,
I'm gonna say
I ran
that
an inn that's
takes less
basically a
time.
brothel, and you're giving more business to these things than I've seen in my whole life working there.
I got a
16,
16.
that's
15 plus
respectable.
I'll say that's
respectable.
less time than the identify spell. So,
Stone.
Earthness, there is zero flavor and there's practically zero texture from the floor that you lick. And this is probably the first time you've licked a floor without tasting anything.
I don't want to alarm anybody. But the floor feels and tastes like nothing.
That's great.
I don't think you understand.
Jason, that was a perfect answer.
We are in a cellar filled with mist, lost to ages, and the floor tastes like nothing. Not dirt, not soiled shoes, nothing. It's like drinking water but licking a wall instead.
Arrhythmus, is your tongue is it your magical gland? Was that why you're doing this a lot now?
No, my family has a special organ next to their spleen.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I just got
Connected
used to
directly
using
to
my
the
tongue.
taste buds.
Oh my god.
There was no writing down here, right? There was just that opening. That was it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So with this, while you guys are discussing that, Miles is touching around the area so that he can try and identify what's going on. So Miles, you get the sense that a very similar magic to what destroyed the priest was used here, but it's being used as a block to another place. So a lock over the portal, but it's definitely magical. It's not like a door handle or anything. This is a magical portal created by some divine, very powerful divine creature, substance, whatever. Something is divine has created this, and it's separating where you are from another place.
I'll relate that to my team.
So I asked Miles then, does it seem like, is it something evil locking it in, or is it something good that has locked this closed?
In my experience, locking things away usually means evil.
Well, Joe, being more of a divine energy that I got from that, it seems like it would be
like a divine good energy put the lock on it.
Keep it locked, right?
All right. In this case, I don't think the identify spell would give you that, evil or good. It's just more that it's divine.
It's really hard to tell. Sorry. It's really hard to tell, but it seems
there you go. That sounds
divine
better.
energy is just it's neither good or bad as far as I can tell. So we're just gonna have to see for ourselves, I guess.
Should we have Arrhythmus lick the lock?
Couldn't hurt, probably. Can I lick the lock with another Arcana, or do I just lick the lock?
That's up to you. Do you want to try and learn anything from it?
I do want to learn something from this.
All right, then let's make a roll to go.
So he's tonguing the lock right now.
Oh God! Don't say it like that. 12.
Prehensile tongue.
That's definitely a
That's
lock.
a band name right there. Prehensile tongue.
So you got a 12, and you're gonna lick the lock rather than just the floor. And unlike the floor, the lock has a really distinct taste, and it tastes almost exactly like the end of the episode.
It's terrible.
I don't
I've
want to
tasted this
alarm
before.
anybody, but this lock tastes like the end of the episode.
And I think
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
No, man,
With-
I don't think you understand.
with
That means we're out of
Siegfried's
time.
tongue in another spot, we will wrap this one up.
What a
And we can all
cliffhanger.
say,
Bye-bye.
yeah.
Oh man,
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
And then I said,
Just like the
and if-
last time, I got to figure out where the heck the button is to stop this. I don't see it anywhere.
Right where you left it.
do.
But I'm sharing this screen, and it's not.
You have to minimize, maximize.
Minimize.
Oh, you know what? I'm wirelessly sending. I got it. Oh, son of a. Yeah.
sorry, apparently
I
was
just see
being
a floating Catherine head popping in.